I'm with Welsh farmer and social media superstar Gareth Wyn Jones. Gareth, what are some of the issues facing UK farmers and some of the issues facing UK agriculture?
I think there's a lot of issues facing us. I think the big topic at the moment is Labour coming into power, and they're talking about inheritance tax on farms. That would be an absolutely devastating thing for the industry, as farmers are struggling, financially, to make ends meet. And if something like that came in, I think it would finish a lot of people, because there's not that money behind them to pay that inheritance tax on that land for them to carry on farming. So it'd either be, sell half the farm or quarter of the farm or borrow more money that they're not able to pay back. So we'd most probably see a lot of farms being sold. One of the big problems here as well is TB. You guys have done a great job out in New Zealand. Maybe we should follow your way, but as we know, the badger's more fluffy than the possum. So there wasn't a problem with getting rid of the possum, but there is a problem here with bringing the numbers of badgers down. Now, I don't want, a mass cull. I would like to have a look at the scientific evidence. So go on farm where there is TB, big numbers, test the sets, and if them tests come back as positive sets, let's destroy them. Because not only are they destroying one mammal without doing another, you'll never find a solution. We have to find a solution. And for me as a boy here, we would have lots of ground nesting birds, lots of hedgehogs, never see a badger. We have an overpopulation of badgers here now, which is depleting the hedgehogs and the ground nesting birds and the bumblebees. If I walk through this little forestry here, we'll see the bumblebees being dug out by the badger. But nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to talk. We do not want to, make them extinct. We want to control them. And a healthy badger is fine, but it has to be a healthy badger as well, in a balanced number. And then we can have, hopefully, a solution to TB in cattle and to have more wildlife in our countryside.
What drives you, Gareth? What keeps you going on social media and fronting agricultural issues on BBC and all the media that is around? Yeah,
a future for my children. That's what drives me. That's what gives me the energy. I've got 3 children. My utopia would for all 3 of them to have an opportunity to live the life I've led. I still see my father every single day. He's 88, works 7 days a week. Never had the passport. He's never had the holiday. He's lived for this land. He's done nothing but work. And you hear these policy makers, you hear these so-called environmentalists sitting in their ivory towers telling us to cut down the sheep, telling us that livestock are destroying the planet. It's frustrating. I think the only way people will understand the value of a farmer is when they go hungry. That's an awful thing to say. You do not want to hold a gun to anybody's head. But for me, as a farmer, I am seeing our industry being tarnished by mainstream media, attacked from all directions, blamed for the weather situations, blamed for, pollution in the rivers, when we know a lot of that pollution was done by the big water companies. But it's always an easy target. And we have to stand up, we have to fight, and we have to know that the general public, which I really do believe, are very supportive of our agricultural systems. And the country we have is a temperate climate. Look at it now. The grass is green. The majority of this land cannot be combined, cannot grow grains. So use the grass to transport. And if you want to know what plant-based are, our cattle and our sheep are bloody plant-based. Most plant-based creatures you'll get. And every time they chew on that grass regrows and sequences more carbon into the ground. It's a cycle. These animals aren't the problem. These animals are here to feed people sustainably, hopefully affordably, and environmentally friendly, but working together to find solutions for some of our problems, we have to have a conversation, and we have to make sure that we're talking to the right people, and governments are listening. You know, you're going to need a doctor, you're going to need a dentist, you're going to need a policeman, you're going to need a solicitor, maybe once, twice a year. You're going to need a farmer once, twice, or 3 times every day. People need to remember that.
That's a good message. Thank you very much.